A quick video on jigs and how we use them making the tape looms that Mara sells. All the angles for the legs and the rod that goes through the legs for the foot treadles, all those are 10 degrees, so it makes life a little easier. So 10 degrees is what we need to drill the holes at. And how we do that, of course, is with jigs. And you manufacture jigs as you need them. Let me show you the two that I have for doing that particular work. The first jig, you see in this picture that I'm actually doing a drilling job, but the first jig is for the leg holes. Now, what I did is I just cut a ramp here at 10 degrees, drilled a straight hole through a piece of blocking, glued the blocking to the ramp, and then finished drilling the hole all the way through. And Mara has arrived to the shop. One little piece of advice I'll give you about these jigs is make sure you've got places to clamp them on and hold them on securely to the part. And here's the other tabletop. So again, this picture, I clamp it on like so, and you can see me with the big ass drill, drilling the big ass hole. That is a 1-inch screw head auger bit. It's an Irwin. We found better ones. I'll do a video about these later, but Izzy Swan found some really phenomenal drill bits for doing this kind of work, and we're going to purchase some of those for this job and others. But right now I was using the Irwin. And this one gets clamped directly to, as you saw in the picture, it gets clamped directly to the table, and I've indexed it so it's back, you know, it's perpendicular to the center line of the table, and then you just drill the hole. That's how that's done. Now on to, let me back up a little bit. So there's a rod that goes through the front legs that holds the pedals, the treadles, where am I? So the pivots, these can pivot on that rod. Here's a piece of that rod. Those have to be at 10 degrees. I grab the jig, 10 degrees. So you place the leg in here on the drill press, index it for where you want it, and just go ahead and drill the holes. Again, I cut this at 10 degrees, put a backing plate on it to run the leg up against. Even though it's got a taper, you set it up, and a stop block so they're all going to sit the same place on the jig. We'll demonstrate how this works in this video. Jig's in place. I got my 10-degree jig in place here. The leg is in place here, and this hole has to be 10 degrees. So we got it 10 degrees. What I did is I marked where the hole's going to go, brought the drill bit down and locked it in place. So that's kind of captured with the jig in place and everything tight. Then I locked the jig up with a blocking here, and blocking here. So now the jig won't move, the piece of wood won't move, and all I got to do now is drill a hole. Had to move the camera around so you can actually see what's going on. There it is. Drill through. 10 degrees here for the leg. Oops, can't see it. 10 degree here, 10 degree with the hole. Now we can do the next one. Number 2. Again, 10 degrees here, 10 degree hole, and that's what a 1/2-inch rod goes through for the treadles. And seeing the picture here, I'll point to the treadles. And now, that's it for these legs. Mara, as you see, walking by with her headphones on, putting tools away, as she's working on other parts. So, that's just a quick primer on jigs. Find a place to store them if you're going to be using them again. We have these stored safely so that we can use them every time we build one of these. They really simplify your life when you're doing repetitive work or a lot of repeat parts or whatever like that. Jigs are your friend. We've made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of jigs over the years. Some we've kept, some we haven't. But there you go. Build jigs to make your work easier. And until next time, make great things out of wood.